Good afternoon, everyone. I am Gwen Franscheska Palma, and I'm the group leader of Group 2. And today, we are going to discuss topic number 6 entitled Social Self Together as a Group. So, being in a group requires one to commit, give effort, and conform to rules and regulations in order to achieve a goal. But why is it that there are individuals who are not exerting effort or is not motivated in reaching the group's goal? Why do we need to conform? So in this module, we will be acquainted with concepts concerning social loafing, conformity, and social roles, which greatly affects our ability to function as an individual in connection to the groups you are belonging to. So here are the learning outcomes for this module. First, we are going to define and discuss the different kinds of social loafing and its factors. Second, we are going to explain the types and factors of conformity. And third, we will explain what social roles is and its importance. So first, we will define what is social loafing. So social loafing is the reduction of individual effort in a group activity. So as you can see here in our PowerPoint presentation, we attach a photo of to represent what is social loafing. So as you can see, there is a group here, a group of 4, and one member is not having or not cooperating because he is sleeping. And that's how you show social loafing. The group effort is reduced because one or an individual is not exerting an effort at all. So it has a reduction of individual effort in a group activity. Next is the two main types of social loafing. So we have the two types. We have the free rider effect and the sucker effect. So for the free rider effect, it is the feeling one will have when one assumes that one's effort is no longer needed for the other group members are viewed to be more capable of performing the task at hand. So as you can see here in the picture, the tree is riding a bicycle, but one member is sleeping, and he is not pedaling. He is just sitting at the front. So what does it mean? It shows the free rider effect. That member assumes that those two people who are pedaling can already accomplish the task, and he is not needed for it anymore because the bicycle is already moving because the two of them are pedaling. So that's what free rider effect is. The second type of social loafing is sucker effect. So sucker effect is the type of social loafing where the good performers in the group will no longer perform well since the free riders are also not doing anything. So as you can see in the picture, everyone is frustrated here because the other group members or the free riders are not exerting effort. So the good members or the members who are performing good or performing well will no longer perform well also because as you can see, the free riders are not doing their part. So that's what sucker effect is.
Why do you think social loafing occurs? Now, I am going to discuss the factors of social loafing. First, lack of motivation. It is either the members are not motivated enough to carry out the group goal either because they do not have a good relationship with the members or the goal is not necessarily important to them. In my opinion, people tend to have a lack of motivation if their mind and body doesn't have the will to do something productive. Also, they try to avoid uncomfortable feelings and they mostly have self-doubt. Example, if damo-damo ka mo lubrahon nga activities and tasks pero wala ikaw motivation nga obrahon ini kay example wala siya deadline. So sometimes gakadulaan man kita motivation kung preoccupied aton utok sa iban nga bagay. Also, one of the reason is ang aton nga environment. Pwede nga hindi kita comfortable sa aton mga group members, that's why gakadulaan kita gana. Second, size of group. The bigger the size of the group, it is more likely that members will social loaf for their responsibilities now spread thin and accountability is difficult to impose. In that case, if it has a larger number of members, it needs more organization or leadership. Social loafing increases as groups become smaller. Self-managed teams may be at lower risk of suffering from negative outcomes due to conflict. Example, sometimes kung ang isa ka members na belong sa large group, there are times nga gasalig na lang sila sa other people kay feel nila wala na sila may mabulig pa. And that leads us to the third factor of social loafing, which is lowered sense of efficacy. Lowered sense of efficacy is the feeling a member can feel that one's effort is not necessary or not important. People with low efficacy commonly avoid accepting challenges as they fear failure. They firmly believe that they are not capable of performing complicated things. Example, ang three ka-factors ng social loafing, nagka-connect lang gid sila to each other. Some people hindi confident sa ilang mga choices in life, amo na feel ya hindi valid ang iya opinion and they feel inferior. That's why wala na lang sila ga-contribute sang ila thoughts sa group. And nagiging pabuhat na lang ang iban nga members because of these factors. Next slide. Next, we are going to tackle the conformity. Conformity is yielding to a group pressure to act as everyone does, direct or indirectly. It is either motivated by normative or informational. Conformity is the process whereby people change their beliefs, attitudes, actions, and perceptions to more closely match those held by groups to which they belong or want to belong, or by groups whose approval they desire. Example of conformity. Example of conformity is when you and your friends ate sa isang restaurant and then feel mo laway ang ila food, hindi namit. And then your friends said nga namit ang ila food. So ikaw nag-change ang imo nga perspective because lain ikaw sa perspective sang iban. Amo na example sang conformity. Conformity on the other hand is nagatry ikaw nga mag-change sang imo nga decision because ang mga tao sa imo paligid amo na ang gusto. And like nakiki-fit in ka na lang sa gusto sang iban. Normative. Normative involves changing one's behavior in order to fit in with the group. Examples of normative conformity are standing ovations, peer pressure, fashion trends, body image, and other following traditions. And fourth, informational. Informational happens when a person lacks the knowledge and looks to the group of information or direction. Example, when we travel to other places, typically we're unsure of how to act and rely on our observations of others to point us in the right direction. The difference of two is, ang normative, nagasunod ikaw sa mga actions sa paligid mo because amo ina ang nakasanayan sa tanan, amo ina ang normal. While ang informational, nagasunod or nagapati ikaw sa mga hambas ng iban because you lack knowledge sa certain things.
Factors why individuals confirm. First, size of group. Second, anonymous group. Third, culture. First, size of group. There are more members there is in a group. Individuals are more likely to conform to the rules and regulations of the group. Because of the size of the group, may dako nga pressure. For example, nakita mo mga upod mo nga nagatuon. So, ma-pressure ka man magtuon kay sila nagatuon. Kag mapilitan ka lang gid mag-ubra kay halos tanan sila or majority nagatuon. Second, anonymous group. The more cohesive the group is in the terms of their values, goals, and purpose, the more likely one will confirm. For example, nag-election sang officers ang nag-agree sa isa ka person ang tanan. Biskan ano pa himuon na aga-agree yapon ng tanan sa isa ka person. Kay masaligan ini. Third, culture. Example, biskan ano pang ila culture kag pagpati sa tag sa kaisa kay hindi man tanan pare-pareho, puti man o itom ang isa ka tawo. Still, may ara sila feeling of freedom from being unique. Types of conformity according to Kalman 1958. First, compliance. Second, internalization. Third, identification. First, compliance. Group acceptance. For example, para mangin friends mo sila, pati yun mo ang ginhamba nila or ginasugo nila sa imo para i-accept kanila as a friend. Second, internalization. Genuine acceptance of group norm. For example, ang isa ka person nagupod sa group sang people nga habi nila magbasa sang libro. After niya upod, nakumbinsi siya nga mangin habi yaman ang pagbasa sang libro kag nanumdom nga maayo ini nga hobby, so nangin hobby yaman ang pagbasa sang libro. Third, identification, group membership. For example, kung gusto mo maging member sang choir sa inyo school, dapat audition kadanay para mabalaan nila kung kabalo ka magkanta or hindi, para i-accept ka nila as a member.
Social role. Social role helps us specify the part or position of a person in a society. In this case, social role are what we call the basis to identify a person's part or position in the society. It is sometimes through their profession or how they present themselves in public. Like, example, if may makita ka nga well-dressed person, mahambal mo nga, uy, siya ni ang breadwinner sa ilang family. Siya ni ang dala sa ilang nga wealth, like that. And also, social role is important in order for us to have clear-cut expectations on what we expect from people and from ourselves. Kung mabatian tang word nga social role, we instantly reminded of ang role ta sa aton nga community or society. When we say also clear-cut expectation, namin niya is makita mo na kung ano na sa nga tao, kung ano na sa mag-act sa aton yung society. For example, if I am a teacher's role is to teach naman, di ba? So, if I'm a teacher, ano gina-expect mo nga ubrahon ko? Of course, syempre matudlo ko, kaya mo na role ko sa society. That's how we expect on people in our society. Social role is also facilitate people's ability to work together towards the common good. That means, kung mag-work ta of the night to improve the well-being of people in our society, we will achieve the common good. In the end, we must recognize that we are a part of that society and we should act accordingly. As you can see in the picture, damo nakadikit nga social role sa iyang lawas. But you, do you know your role in our society? Well, your role in our society might change each and every day. And here is an example. One is a college student and at the same time is working as a food server in his free time. His social role in school is a college student. Therefore, he needs to perform the duties of a college student. When it's time for him to work, he needs to take on the role of a food server. Social roles help us shift the behaviors. And our point here is, you have a specific role, but in different situations. Knowing your role leads you to become more comfortable with the group of people you are with.
So, as the summary, the reduction of individual effort in a group activity is called the social loafing. So, maghambal kita nga reduction, amount of something is made smaller or less. So, ang aton nga social loafing, may ara duha ka main types, and that is the freerider effect and the sucker effect. The freerider effect is the feeling that one's effort is no longer needed. It is because balaan nila nga may mga good performers na sa ilang grupo. And sa sucker effect naman, ang mga good performers will no longer perform well. It is because ang mga freeriders wala naman ga-exert ng effort for their group activity or for the group na mismo. So the lack of motivation, the size of the group, and the sense of efficacy are the factors which leads to social loafing. So yielding to a group pressure to act as everyone does direct or indirectly is called conformity. So, or conformity, or sa Tagalog, it is the Paghari-on. So it is the process whereby people change their beliefs, attitudes, actions, perceptions to more closely match those held by groups to which they belong or want to belong by groups whose approval they desire. So example of this is when you go with your friends to see a film. You didn't think that the film was very good, but all your friends thought that it was brilliant. So, dyan naman change ang imong beliefs. So, according to Kelman 1958, compliance, internalization, and identification are the types of conformity. So, ang compliance is the group acceptance. Sa internalization, it is the genuine acceptance of the group norms. Kung magambal kita nga norms, it is the expectations that socially enforced. And the identification naman is the group membership. So, lastly is the social roles. So, magambal kita nga social roles, the part people as a member of a social group. So, think of it kung in a single day, how many social roles ang imo nga ma-play. So, ako for example, I am a son, I am a brother, I am a student, and I am an uncle. And also, I am a tutor. It is because nga, gatudlo ako sa junior high school students and sa senior high school students under the academic track, especially the science, technology, and engineering mathematics. So, that's all, and I hope that you understand and you learn something from our presentation.
And that ends discussion for topic 6, which is entitled Social Self Together as a Group. Thank you everyone for lending your ears.